Welcome to this Technical Works Compliance video. In previous videos we've looked at document control, record control, internal audits and other important elements of a quality management system. In this video we will focus on subcontractor management. Many businesses rely upon subcontractors for specialist activities or to support delivery of work. However, using subcontractors does not remove the responsibility to ensure that work is completed competently and appropriately. We'll look at selecting subcontractors, maintaining records, verifying competence, and demonstrating effective control of work undertaken on behalf of the business. Let's begin by looking at why subcontractor management matters. Many installation businesses rely on subcontractors to undertake specific activities. These may include electricians, scaffolders, roofers, commissioning engineers or other specialist trades. Whilst the work may be undertaken by another individual or organisation, responsibility for the overall project often remains with the installer. Customers are unlikely to distinguish between directly employed staff and subcontractors. They simply expect the work to be completed correctly. For that reason, subcontractor activities should be appropriately controlled and monitored. Subcontractor selection should be based upon evidence rather than assumptions. This may include reviewing qualifications, certifications, relevant experience and insurance arrangements. Where subcontractors belong to recognised certification schemes, it may also be appropriate to verify their current registration status. For example, an electrician's current registration may be checked using the online contractor search facilities provided by organisations such as the NIC/EIC or NAPIT. This provides assurance that registration remains current and demonstrates due diligence. Once a subcontractor has been selected, the business should consider how approval will be managed. The level of control should be proportionate to the work being undertaken. For some activities, a formal subcontract agreement may be appropriate. Such agreements may define the scope of work, responsibilities, project locations, and any specific requirements that apply. For other subcontractors, such as scaffold providers, a formal agreement may not always be necessary. However, insurance arrangements, liabilities and responsibilities should still be clearly understood and confirmed. Approving a subcontractor does not remove the need for supervision and oversight. Businesses should have arrangements in place to monitor work quality and ensure that requirements continue to be met. This may involve reviewing completed work, carrying out inspections or obtaining feedback from customers and project managers. Where concerns are identified, they should be addressed promptly and appropriately. Contractor approval should never be viewed as a one-time exercise. Good subcontractor management relies upon good records. Examples may include qualifications, competence records, insurance documentation, registration evidence, subcontract agreements and performance reviews. The exact records required will depend upon the nature of the work being undertaken. The objective is to demonstrate that subcontractors have been selected appropriately and that suitable arrangements remain in place. There are several common issues that businesses encounter when managing subcontractors. Qualifications may expire without being reviewed. Scheme registrations may lapse. Insurance policies may expire. Arrangements may become informal over time and supporting records may no longer be maintained. One of the most common assumptions is that because someone has worked for the business for many years, no further checks are required. Assessors generally prefer evidence rather than assumptions. Even with good controls in place, problems can still sometimes occur. These may include installation defects, customer complaints, communication failures, or missed requirements. When issues arise, they should be investigated appropriately, regardless of whether the work was undertaken by an employee or a subcontractor. The objective is to identify what happened, understand why it happened, and implement improvements where necessary. Subcontracted work should form part of the wider corrective action and continual improvement process. Assessors are often interested in how businesses control work that is undertaken on their behalf. This may include reviewing approved subcontractor lists, competence evidence, insurance records, and arrangements for monitoring performance. They may also review records related to complaints, findings, or corrective actions involving subcontractors. The focus is often less about the subcontractor themselves and more about how the installer demonstrates control. Subcontractor management should not operate as a separate process. It should form part of the wider management system. Competence requirements should be clearly defined. Performance should be reviewed periodically. Relevant records should be maintained and any concerns investigated and addressed appropriately. When integrated effectively, subcontractor management supports consistency, quality, and continual improvement. Subcontractors can play an important role in delivering successful projects. However, effective subcontractor management requires more than simply allocating work. Businesses should verify competence, maintain appropriate records, monitor performance, and ensure that responsibilities are clearly understood. The level of control should be proportionate to the activities being undertaken and the risks involved. A structured approach helps protect customers, maintain quality, and provide confidence during assessments. Thank you for watching. If you found this video useful, please consider subscribing to Technical Works Compliance for practical guidance on MCS assessments, quality management systems, solar PV, battery storage, PAS 2035 and broader compliance topics. I'll continue to share assessment-based guidance and common compliance issues encountered within the industry. If you'd like to continue through the series, simply click the next video on screen. I look forward to seeing you in the next video here on Technical Works Compliance.